Okay, welcome everybody to the Shadow Collective podcast, episode 17. Here we are. We are at work. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Oh, Andy, you're muted still.
Sorry, jeez. I'm doing great now that I'm not muted.
Awesome.
How are you doing, Darth Elder?
Can't complain. Can't complain. Made it through another year. Um, excited for this new year and what's about to come, and hope good things are gonna happen for all of us here.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff happening.
All right, so episode. Gotta say,
Yeah, 17.
I don't know if I ever thought we'd get here. It's kind of nice. I'm enjoying it, and I'm glad you guys have been along for the ride.
Happy
yeah,
to be
buddy.
here.
Um. So today, I thought one of the best things we could do was talk about year in review. Start talking about what's coming in the next year. I think that I thought it was a great idea. I mean, I know we've been on a break for a little while with the holidays and things going on here and there, but a good way to get this started up and get ourselves going for the next year. Um,
Yeah, I think that's a great idea for sure.
say, why don't we get into the? It's just weird because I mean I think about it, and we should be actually talking about Star Wars stuff right now, except for some of the things that happened in the last year, unfortunately, with strikes and unfortunate things that kind of held a lot back. I mean, otherwise we probably would be watching Skull right now. Talking about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, like, I think we'd be probably closer to a few other launches as well if it wasn't for the strike. So it's unfortunate, but it's still happening. It's just been, a bunch of these things have been pushed, but there still is, 3 or 4 things coming out for, 2024 that we all should be excited for. So
Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
definitely. But let's get into the year in review. Frank, actually, you did a lot. I gotta say, you did a great job here.
Very
Thanks,
organized.
Thanks.
Very organized.
Exactly. You want to start it off for us, or?
Sure. Let's. Well, do we want to cover those couple news articles that we had in the Discord there?
We could cover that
Or
first.
okay.
Um,
So let's pull that one up.
I know the
Yeah.
big story there would be the Daisy Ridley story, where they've been talking about the new Star Wars movie, and they're saying that we're going to begin filming around April 7th, which, whether it's a Star Wars movie I'm excited for or not, I'm just excited to know that we're getting back and talking about filming Star Wars movies. I mean, we haven't talked about something like this in 5 years now.
It's been a bit
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
It's like, like I said, even if it's not a movie I'm overly excited about, I'm just excited to hear. All right, we're going out there and we're gonna get to go sit in the theater again and watch some Star.
Well, I think the last time we covered Star Wars movie news was obviously during Celebration when they announced the stuff, right? But before that, yeah, I think it's just been bouncing around. Oh, we're gonna get a movie now. They cancel it. Oh, we're gonna get a movie now. Oh, we're gonna cancel it. Oh, the Wakai Takiti one or Takiti Watai, whatever his name is. We're getting that one. We're like, oh, not too excited now.
Yeah,
So,
we had a little period there where the Taika Waititi movie was in the news every single time, and it was like, oh, this is happening with it. Oh, now it's being delayed. Oh, now he doesn't know what the story's going to be. Now it's
Yeah,
this. Now it's
yeah,
that. It's like,
yeah.
holy moly. I think we've heard enough of that for now. Let's just get a movie out.
Yeah, it's just like put him on the back burner. Let's talk about someone who's really going to
Move
do
on.
something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, luckily here with news that they're moving forward with this one, and in April we're gonna start hearing about shooting, and we're gonna start hearing about who knows whatever kind of leaks they're gonna try to find. Or I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't necessarily need the leaks. I don't need all that, but it's just exciting to know we're gonna hear news about Star Wars.
I want a cast list. That's what I want. I want to know who's going to be cast in this movie. You know, other than
and,
Yeah.
I mean,
Daisy Ridley.
because we have a lot of speculations we want in this movie.
Of course, a lot of people want a certain few people in this movie, right? So
Yeah, and we want to hear them announce those names.
Yeah.
When we'll get that, hopefully very soon. Because considering you're going to start shooting in April, we're going to have to get to, we're going to have to start knowing who's in this. So
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah, one thing I kind of been thinking about over the past little while with this movie is I wonder if Dave Filoni being promoted to chief creative director, whatever it is, his title. I wonder if that changed anything with this film because it's kind of something that I was viewing as like essentially I feel like it's probably going to be aimed more at like a younger audience, maybe a little bit you know Kathleen Kennedy style, bringing in a little bit of LGBTQ type things and like SJW issues, like she has a tendency to do. I was thinking of this movie in that way, and now I'm wondering with Dave Filoni in charge if it's going to go a different direction. So
well, I
yeah,
uh,
mean, for me, I think this is how I'm going to. At the end of the day, I don't care. I just want to. All I care. If it's
yeah,
if it's if that's something that's meant to be in the story, so be it. I mean, as long as the story is good at the end of the day. If you're just forcing stuff in for the sake of having it there, and it means nothing to the story. I mean, we're just putting it there because it has to be there, because we can't live unless that's there. I don't know why we need to be bothered. But at the end of the day, if it's vital to the story, I get it. But make sure it's vital to the story.
yeah. I think the reason Dave Filoni was promoted to this position was hopefully to get Kathleen Kennedy to step back a little bit. You know what I mean? I feel that there's enough trust in Dave Filoni that from everybody that he can do his thing, and and like you said, I think in one of the interviews, I think he said that, like, or maybe I don't know if it was him or not, but that everything, all the stories starts, everything starts with him, right? Like, he's the chief creative guy now, so everything has to run through him and this is part of, it seems like it's part of the kind of continuing the Skywalker, it's in the same, same universe, Skywalker stuff, right? So I feel like it's still going to run through him, but I think he's going to have some of his fingers in it, but I don't think he's going to be
like fully overhauling it, right?
obviously not. Yeah, it's not his movie, but like like I said, everything's got to run through him.
I mean, best way I could think of it is basically he's gonna be the one that's sitting in the room, and when somebody doesn't know what to do, well, where's Dave?
Right. And I think that's why he's around. Like, he's the guy who knows, and if he doesn't know, he finds out, right? And all this stuff, right? So I think
I mean, basically at one point that was Pablo Hidalgo.
Right.
I don't know if you guys remember when they used to do the weekly Star Wars shows on YouTube.
Yep.
They would always stop and they would talk to him. He'd have the mug in his hand. They'd ask him some random question about Star Wars and he'd answer it.
Yep.
And that was basically what he was at the time. Given, where has he gone now?
Man, I miss that Star Wars show. Like that was I loved that every week, man.
Yeah, and it was a very good show, and it's a shame they should bring it back. But
Yeah.
it was kind of cool to see something like that where you go with like some weird lore question every week, and here's the guy with the mug standing there. Oh yeah, of course, and
Yeah, right.
answer off a question.
Yep.
And I would love to see them actually do that with Filoni every week.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool.
But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just like I can't see Filoni. I can't see Filoni harming any of it. That's all I got to say.
No. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I was more thinking like maybe he could save it from being potentially a disaster.
Well, I mean,
I think it's still too early in the process too. I don't know if this whole story has been written yet.
Yeah.
Idea stages. I mean, we still have 3 months before it starts filming, and we still don't even know who half the cast is. So
yeah, for sure.
So I mean, obviously, it starts to look like it might be falling apart. We might have to go to reshoots, things like that. I'm sure Filoni's.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, so
one other thing there was in the news is just from the rumor mill saying that season 4 rumored to be reworked as a movie of The Mandalorian. Sorry, is rumored to be reworked as a movie and could release before Daisy Ridley's Star Wars film, the Rey movie.
I think they did both.
Oh,
yeah, I think they said that was actually going. I don't know where it came from or whatever, but they said no, it's going to be.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think it's been going back and forth a little bit, but I think at the end of the day, I think they're still going to do the season. I just think they like to throw out those rumor mills just to get people talking about it. So,
I mean, I can understand why they would want to bring something like that. I mean, considering you have an 8-episode season, and each episode 26 minutes, the rate they've been going lately.
Yeah, right.
But,
yeah,
26 minutes. That's funny.
But I mean, you figure by the time you add credits in the 5 minutes of this,
it's true though.
Last week,
yeah,
it just seems like it's the format now. Like, doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
like, give us more. I don't understand. Like, you guys have the money, give us it. Like, and this is what they said. They said, let's put more money into, let's put in the quality, right? So you got to add money to it.
That's right. And also, I know, like, with the previous seasons of Mando, whenever those filler episodes come on, we all know the ones, right away, I'm like, oh, I'm going to hear the community talking about this, because everybody hates them, right? They're just like, what did I just watch? Why did I just waste 26 minutes of my life?
Well, I don't feel like, to me, I don't feel like I wasted time, because, again, it's Star Wars content. I don't care. Like, I love the slow build of a story. Like, I'm a huge fan of that. I love the crescendo. Like, I love it. Right. So I may be on the other end of the spectrum of that, but with other people, but I love that. So to me,
yeah, I just
want like another 20 minutes of filler. Like, give me more. I don't care. Like, just give me more. That's all I want.
I mean, I think for me, the only thing that kind of they can keep away from me is on like Bad Batch episodes where they spend more time talking about some popcorn mix that they were just trying to peddle off at at Disney World. And they would sit there, oh yeah, we go get our popcorn mix after every mission. It's like I don't care. It's sitting there at Disney World. Enjoy it when you're there. I don't need you doing a commercial for it while I'm sitting here trying to watch Bad Batch. That was about as far as it went for me.
I don't know if I saw that. I'm not sure.
What was it called? The Mantel Mix or whatever they called it.
I don't think I saw it.
Oh,
Yeah, I also
go
didn't
back,
see
go
that.
back. You're not.
Is
Gonna,
it just the
you're
United
not
States? I
gonna
don't know.
after now.
Probably not here in Canada. We don't get those commercials.
Yeah, like is that on Disney Plus? Like there's commercials on Disney Plus?
No, it's not. It's not a
No.
commercial.
Oh.
It's like part of the
Oh.
episode, but it feels like a commercial within the episode.
Oh.
Okay.
And
I don't
and
remember that then.
it's
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna have to go back.
it was like who was it? It was Omega and I can't think of his name. I'm blanking right now.
Wrecker.
And they both go and they're running down the street to some little shop and they're getting what they call, what's it called? Mantel mix.
Oh yes, I remember that. Okay. I remember. I
basically-
don't remember. I can picture it. Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, we eat popcorn after every mission. And
Yeah.
And then suddenly there's a big thing about, oh yeah, you can now get it at. All of a sudden you start seeing things around because obviously I watch Star Wars stuff all the time, and oh yeah, you can get that at Galaxy's Edge now. So basically, this is one big commercial that I've been watching for popcorn. it's like
Yeah.
Really, this is what my 22 minutes of Bad Batch is.
Yeah. I hear you, but
That's
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Yeah.
But-
It's
Outside of that, like I said, I mean, I'm all for more Star Wars too.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I know I've told you guys before, like when I was younger, I was really about all the like badass things in Star Wars, like the lightsabers, the Sith, the like Jedi, like the very epic things. But as I'm getting older, I appreciate more of the like comedic undertones and like, the droids essentially being funny and all that kind of
Oh,
stuff. And I
man.
feel like
Yeah.
that kind of
Yeah.
stuff does come through a lot in those filler episodes. So yeah, I like that myself.
There has been some.
Yeah, like even that little that droid that was on the most recent season of Bad Batch that is played by that funny guy from the Community, and he was hilarious. Oh man, I liked it a lot when they had that pod racer kind of thing going on.
right.
That
Okay.
was fun.
All right, so let's get to the year-end review.
Yeah.
Let's go back in time.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny because we spent a little time just now talking about Bad Batch season 2, and that's what came out right at the start of the year in January. So
There you
yeah.
go. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I enjoyed Bad Batch season 2 quite a bit. I know we had a lot to talk about during that time when it was on, so that was great.
Yeah. Big cliffhanger, right? So we're waiting to see, how they recover from their loss, right? So
Yeah, and I
Or-
remember, to me,
yeah,
it was really,
or-
it was really well written down the stretch too.
Mhm.
The new villains that they had brought in were really, really good.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name. The new overseer guy.
The Davy Jones looking guy, or no, that was from Mandalorian. Or
No,
shoot, now I'm getting things blurred together.
we're so confused. Yeah, there's so much.
they framed the admiral at the end of the season for killing off the clones in Camino, and then
Oh right, yeah.
they brought a new guy in, and that was the guy that caught Mega.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember his name though.
Trying to pull there, but
Yeah, usually I have Wikipedia up while we're doing this.
he was such a well done character for the short time he was in.
Yeah. Yeah, I can picture the face of the guy.
So they had the episode where they brought in the Rampart. Rampart was the one that got arrested.
Dr.
Yeah.
Royce Hemlock.
Hemlock, yes, there it is.
Oh yeah, Hemlock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and-
because he's running the facility, the secret scientific facility there to doing all those experiments and stuff.
yeah, and I
Oh
like,
yeah.
I enjoyed that character. I thought it was a great idea. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with him in season 3.
The final season.
Yeah, and I mean they've already talked about some of the characters that are coming back for the season. You're gonna see Fennec Shand back in there again.
Yep.
I'm excited for it.
Animation in Star Wars run by Filoni, this is top tier stuff. Like I've enjoyed all animation other than, Resistance wasn't the greatest, but I still watched it. But all this stuff, man, it's been awesome to watch all of it. So I love it.
Yeah,
Some of my
and we
favorite
got-
some of my favorite TV of all time. Like I love it.
We got to see the return of. We got to see the return of director Krennic in that that season as well. That was pretty cool. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll see him
Yeah.
some more in the next season, possibly. That would be cool.
What else we got?
So also for January we had a bunch of books: The High Republic, Battle of Jedha, the Book of Boba Fett junior novel, and Tales from the Rancor Pit, and then comic books: Star Wars number 30, Darth Vader number 30, The High Republic number 4, High Republic Adventures number 2, The Mandalorian number 7, Bounty Hunters number 30, Han Solo and Chewbacca number 9, Dr. Aphra number 28, The High Republic, The Blade number 2, and Yoda number 3. So for the comic book and book people, there was a lot going on that month for sure.
comic books.
Mhm.
Well, it's if you're a comic book or book fanatic, like these
Oh,
all of 2023, they released a lot of content like in that era, especially the High Republic stuff. They did a lot of High Republic stuff. Like
yeah. I mean,
they dove. I think they're into phase 3 now in High Republic, right? So
Mhm.
that's here I am. I'm just trying to start feeding, and I feel so far behind. And there's
Yeah.
like you said, there's a lot there. So
I'll never catch up.
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
it's like,
I remember,
if I ever can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember a couple months ago though, they did come out with some kind of book that's basically like made to be a catch up for anybody who would like to do that, where it just kind of summarizes the first two
phases.
phases of the High Republic. But
There's also a YouTube. There was a YouTube video put out too by somebody, I couldn't remember, but it was also that's how I kind of like saw what was going on in the first couple phases. But there's a couple things out there that you can actually catch up if you want the quick version of everything.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a lot there. It's awesome. Maybe I need to go sit down and watch one of the get a feel where to go and where to pick up from there. I mean,
Yeah.
I actually missed going through the book. I mean, I was reading quite a few of them, and somewhere I stopped, and that was the biggest mistake. Is once you stop, suddenly there's 15 you got to read now, catch back up, and
for
it's like
sure.
it ain't happening.
I mean, especially
Yeah,
at
that's how
the the times, like the amount of stuff that they put out in the little time, like it's just like all that stuff in January. That's a lot. Just 1 month. Like
Yeah.
comic
Yeah,
books,
1
there's
month.
like 10 there at least.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
And I know a comic book you can go through it in like, I don't know, like 20 minutes or something, but still like
I said, that right there, that's a couple busy Saturdays.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, and even like the like I kind of cut it out, but like a lot of these are like newer variations. Like for instance, like Star Wars number 30. That's the 2020 series Star Wars. So like that series started in 2020. So people
Right.
that have been reading it since then, I'm sure they're like, waiting for each one of those to come out every month. And it seems like
Definitely.
every month there is a new one. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. In February, that's pretty much all we had was comic books coming out. There was a new Son of Star Wars comic book come out, number one. Star Wars Insider number 216, Darth Vader number 31, Hidden Empire number 3, High Republic number 5, the High Republic Battle of Jeddah script. I think that was a book actually. I got that whatever in the wrong thing. Bounty Hunters number 31, Star Wars number 31. Oh, so that's 2 episodes. Or no, never mind. Yeah, Star Wars number 31, Dr. Aphra number 29, and High Republic Adventures, The Nameless Terror number 1, and Yoda number 4 for February.
The only one I heard you saying that kind of caught me off was Star Wars Insider, which I don't comic book. That's
No, I think
That's
it's a magazine.
yeah,
They're the
that's
magazine,
that's like
yeah.
the
Ghibli.
old magazine, like back from when George was
Mm.
reading it.
Yeah, I feel like they started it back up again, or it got more because you look down in the months after, it looks like there's more issues
Mhm.
that have been revealed, like released, right? So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I have started seeing them in stores, like when I'm like
yeah.
just walking by the bookshelves and stuff. You're like, oh, there's a Star Wars Insiders.
Yeah, I have one that I got like a year and a half ago that I just same thing. I seen it on the newsstand. I'm like, oh, there's something for my coffee table. Put it there. I kind of flipped through it one time. I didn't really in depth read it per se, which I probably should have. But yeah, I have it somewhere, and yeah, it's cool that those are a thing again.
Yep. Yep.
Just goes to show that Star Wars has a lot going on compared to that very large period of time where we really had nothing coming out from Star Wars. So that's it's great. It's great for people like us that love Star Wars.
it still does make me still does amaze me though, considering like you said, we said this period where we got so much and we take it for granted. Think back 20 years ago, there wasn't that much, and
Mhm.
you were looking for every little bit you could get your hands on. So it's exciting. That's all I really.
Right on. Yeah, yeah, it is. It's good time to be a Star Wars fan, eh?
We always say that too, and
Yeah.
it is though. But it's the truth. Like it's
Yeah.
if you compare it to back in the day, for sure. Like they were just getting their stories from the books, those the Legends books, right? That now we call Legends, but those stories got people through and onto news stories and stuff. It was really. I mean, I never grew up on that myself. Like the books were, after all that stuff. I started getting into it, but yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. All right, so going into March, we had Mandalorian season 3, which I mean, obviously, we were all definitely into that. We were definitely keeping track of what was going on through that, and I mean, we did a couple episodes going episode after episode, and excited for what we saw. Nothing really in
Yeah.
books that month. We got another slew of comic books. Um,
Ton of-
I mean, it almost feels like a list too long to read.
Yeah, you don't have to read it. You don't have to read it. Like,
I mean, the things I'll try to see if there's highlight in here.
Another
a
Star
lot
Wars
of it's
Insider.
just like
Yeah, no,
another Star Wars Insider. A lot of it's continuations of the stuff from January, February, and previous to that, like the next episode of each, pretty much.
There was a new one, Return of the Jedi, Jabba's Palace episode, or like the first issue.
Yeah, I mean, definitely that. And then, unfortunately, we lost a couple guys from Star Wars University that month. Michael Reeds, who was one of the authors, and Paul Grant, who stuntman,
Yeah. Rest in
which
peace. Rest in peace.
unknown.
But yeah, Mando season 3. I just want to, before we move on to the next month, I want to say that was definitely the highlight of the year for me. Really, really liked that show a lot. That was really awesome.
Yeah, great episodes. I think they pushed very, in a fairly good direction. There were a couple episodes that were a little off, but I mean, when you've done 2 great seasons and everything was going really well, can't expect so, but it was still done so well. So that at the end of the day, I mean, I'm I'm still extremely happy with it. I'm definitely
Yeah.
looking forward to season 4.
Like all of
Right.
us, I mean, we definitely we loved it. I mean, there's definitely high expectations for that season as well, from based off the first 2 seasons, the success off the first season. Like, so you're riding all that, right? So obviously, there was a little bit of a mixture in the community, right? People were like, was it as good as season blah blah blah, right? And you're always gonna have that, right? But
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
overall, it was a great season. Like, and we all agree, like, it was really good. We all enjoyed talking about it. We all enjoyed watching it. Like, um, so
Yeah, for me, like there's always going to be something to complain about, right? People are always going to complain about something,
Star
but
Wars, yeah.
yeah, I think one of the filler episodes in particular brought a lot of eyes to Star Wars that maybe wouldn't have watched it otherwise. That was when we had Jack Black and Lizzo being
Yeah.
introduced into
Yeah.
the Star
Yeah.
Wars world. I seen
Lots
it
of talk there. Oh yeah.
all over social media. People that probably
Mhm.
have never even watched Star Wars were tuning in. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that was kind of neat, like how one episode could just kind of bring in that kind of attention. It's pretty cool. And for just a filler episode too, I don't think anything really significant happens in that episode other than that. So
Well, that was also the episode that he had in Grid 4.
Oh
Yep.
right,
It
yeah,
was.
where
Yep. It was a double.
the,
Yeah, it was a double. Actually, triple.
Yeah.
Triple
old
cameo.
school separatist guy.
Yeah, that's right. The old Count Dooku references and
Yep.
Yeah,
things you didn't expect to see.
the battle droids. That was cool.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting episode. But hey, I mean, it did what it had to do. It set up everything perfectly. We needed to go forward, and
Yeah, good stuff. But yeah, like we had really amazing episodes like those, especially those final 2 episodes, right? I often rewatch them just because I'm like, man, those are so epic. But even besides that, I'm saying the filler episodes were quite good, quite a good season. So for me, that definitely highlighted the year for me.
nice.
Yeah, it had a rating of 8.5 out of 10 that season.
Nice.
From it looks like from Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh really? Wow. That's yeah, they're usually pretty harsh on comic book type stuff. Like any superhero movie gets bad reviews from them pretty
Yeah, I mean,
much.
it says
Stuff like that.
85% tomato meter. What is that? Tomato meter? Is that like bad? I don't think so, right?
I
No,
don't think so.
the
I
higher
think
the higher the number, the more
Higher,
it's
it's
liked.
better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's got an audience score of 51%, right? So didn't like it was, like I said, half and half with people, right?
Yeah.
Like that season,
Yeah,
right?
it's still science fiction, right? So
mean,
lots of
Exactly.
people are not into that. So
Yeah.
I mean, but you get a lot of that. I mean, where critics will say one thing, fan base.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
mhm.
All you can do
Yeah.
is all you can really do at the end of the day is go watch it for yourself and form your own opinion.
That's right.
um,
That's right.
if you love it, you love it. If you don't love it, I mean, it happens. I mean, I
It
don't
is what
think
it is.
we're not meant to love everything, but I mean, when the day is over, I love it all in general. So, moving on from March, we went to April, where
An
we had
exciting month.
yeah, a lot going on in April with Celebration over in London, which was exciting. We had a lot of announcements, obviously with the new movies coming out. We were starting to get the trailers for the Ahsoka show. A lot of announcements going forward for a lot of the other new shows coming out, with Skeleton Crew, The Acolyte. Starting to hear about the next season of The Mandalorian already. The next season of Bad Batch. There was a lot to take in, and it was exciting, and it was a great weekend. I tried to follow it as much as possible. I remember all of us were trying to follow it as much as possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
announcement that the next one was going to be in 2 years,
In Japan.
2025, and I'm rip.
Nah.
I'm not gonna lie, I might do it.
I'm gonna wait till it comes to Canada, and it might be forever, but or somewhere's close to Canada. You know what I mean? I don't. It could be a while, but that's a
Yeah.
big trip. That's a big
Yeah.
trip to Japan. Like,
Well, I think
Yeah.
for me, it's if I've ever thought about places I would want to go to, Japan's on that high on that list.
right.
What better excuse to take that? Why they pull the trigger and take that trip? I get to go see Japan, and I get to go watch Star Wars stuff at the same time. That's
Right.
a total win.
Yeah, that's right. Like Japan is definitely a dream vacation, but yeah. Myself probably a little bit out of reach, but you never know. You never know. Things could change. Things could change.
Yeah,
That would be
absolutely. I mean,
that would be a trip of a lifetime. If I could pull it off, that would be amazing. That would be so good.
obviously, I haven't. We're still a year away from that, but moving right along.
But I mean, Celebration, like, and I said it during while it was happening or before it was happening. It's like one of my favorite times of the year when it happens, because it's just full on Star Wars, like anything and everything. You know, you can either watch it after, you can watch it live. Like, I prefer watching it live mostly, so I try to watch as much as I can live, but it just depends on the time zone too, right? Because
Yeah.
I think it was in London, right? So it was earlier.
Yeah.
It was right. So it was earlier for us. So I didn't catch a lot of the early stuff, but
Yeah, I remember,
it's always a great time.
I remember waking up at like 6 in the morning, and I'm getting ready for work, and they're just starting the day over there,
Yep.
and it's just
Yep.
like it's like damn, I would love to be able to just wake up and like walk out and go take that walk down to the place, and it be that early, and just already be into
Right.
Star Wars for the day. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
already
that'd be great.
picking up news before I'm even on my way to work. It was exciting.
Yeah.
Other things from the month of April. We also had the release of Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which,
Right.
in my opinion, one of the best games I played all year. And there were some really good games this year. As far as books, there were a couple new High Republic books. Cataclysm, The Quest for Planet X, and then a couple of another Jedi.
Classic board book.
And I mean, I'm not sure if that's like a collection of drawings or if that's.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what that is either.
Let's see what it is here. I'll look it up.
But while you're doing that,
Yeah.
another slew of comic books. Anything I want to highlight, I would say, Return of the Jedi Ewoks #1 came out. Darth Vader Black, White, and Red issue number 1. But everything else looks like a carryover. Next step is other stuff we had.
Yeah, I think there is one in the comic books that I have there that is actually a book as well. The one that says Star Wars Timelines. I think that's a book.
Okay.
But but that one's, yeah, probably pretty interesting. But yeah, one thing I wanted to say too about that celebration thing with the that you were talking about with the trip is one thing that kind of would throw me off of it is that it's in Chino, which is not really all that close to Tokyo. And although it does look like, probably a pretty interesting place, I feel like Tokyo is kind of the place that the touristy place that I would, dream of going if I were to go to Japan myself.
My only thing is, I think if you're gonna have it in, the hard part with having it in, probably so much going on.
Yeah.
So getting around has got to be tough. So I can understand that maybe. And I want to say it would look like it was maybe like a town over that they were
Yeah.
holding it.
Yeah, it's actually very close to let's see. Oh yeah, no. Shoot. Um yeah, basically like Nagano, like where they had the Olympics out there, it's kind of in that same area.
Okay.
So maybe it's like, okay, this is where we want the foreigners going away from our big city.
Ship them off over that way.
They can go over here. Yeah.
Take your Star Wars with you.
Take your
Yeah.
Star Wars out of our city. So to go back on that Return of the Jedi Collector's Classic board book. So it is what it is, like a classic. It's a board book. So it's a book made out of board, right? But it's all the memorable moments from Return of the Jedi in like on each page or whatever it is. And it's just a board book, like.
Yeah. Now that you say that, I can picture what that style of book is like.
Yep.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a cool collector item for sure.
Yeah, that's what it's. Collector's class. Yeah, collectors. Yeah, there it's right there in the title.
And to round out the month of April, we had also saw lots of Normal Reynolds, production designer from the original trilogy, and unfortunately, Angie Mayhew, wife of
Who was Chewbacca? If you guys don't know, Chewbacca in the original trilogy. You guys should know that, but we're just saying that.
I just realized I had a spelling error there.
Norma.
Norma.
Oh no!
Reynolds.
Oh no!
Like as you were about to say it, I'm like, oh no, I spelled that wrong. Yeah. So
Norma Reynolds.
Reynolds.
Yeah, Norma Reynolds.
Yeah,
We
production
apologize.
designer from the original trilogy. Yes.
It's working to
But yeah, rest in peace to those people. Absolutely.
All right, so moving into the May.
A lot.
I mean, the biggest one right there at the top was the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
Hard to believe it's been so many years, especially considering, I mean, I could sit down and like watch that movie still. Even 40 years later, I could sit down and I know I've watched it more than 400 times in my life, and it still feels like I'm watching it. Great movie. Congratulations, surviving this as popular as ever was. Next year, About I for Empire Strikes Back. I would figure.
1980. So
Yeah. So what? Next year.
be 45. Yeah, next year.
Yeah, that's kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
it's kind of exciting when you think about it.
There was actually another anniversary for that month that that I didn't put on there because it's a little bit smaller number, but it is kind of a whatever 5th-year anniversary of Solo. So yeah,
Hey,
Hey, man, I love that movie.
yeah,
yeah, it's a
People don't
good
give it
movie.
enough credit. I love
Yeah.
it.
yeah, definitely
Yeah,
underrated.
I
in
didn't
my
throw it in
opinion.
there because it's not as significant as the 40th anniversary of ROTJ, but yeah, still kind of cool. That was, you know, cool movie.
It was a cool movie. You know, it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked it. I don't care what people say. It was released at the
yeah.
wrong time. That's what I'm gonna say. It was released at a
Yeah,
bad
I remember you were
time.
talking about
Yeah.
that because there
Yeah.
was a lot of bad publicity around the sequels and all that.
Last Jedi. Yep.
Definitely
Yeah,
agree with that.
Yep.
yeah. And
Um,
also we know that they do have that um Lando movie slash show potentially in the works
Whatever it's
for
gonna
some
be.
time in the future. So I would love to maybe hope that we see some of those characters again. That'd be
I would
awesome.
love Eldon to
Yeah.
come back. Like I think he did a great job. Like I know people kind of like are like, yeah, you know, whatever. I thought he did a great job. I
excellent.
hate
Yeah,
when people do that.
I would personally love to see more Infus Nest. Infus Nest was a cool character.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, when they do the story, if it's going to be like before he meets Han, or if it continues after Han goes his way, Lando goes his way. You know what I mean? So, because there is a gap,
Yeah.
before they meet again, right?
Yeah.
In Cloud City. So,
Yeah,
Mhm.
and there's definitely good stories to tell there. I'm sure there are.
Hmm.
And it's like I said. I mean, if they really want to do it right, gotta get them. You gotta get them both. You gotta bring on Billy D in the beginning. Just sit there and just
like
reminisce.
reading his stories in an open fire, like just all right.
Even he's just sitting there. He's got a glass in his hand, like it's like he's got a bourbon in his hand or something. I remember back when I did this, and it just you get him reminiscing or something. Then you go to the story, and there's Donald Glover as him going around and running some adventure. Like it's gold, in my opinion.
Well, the great thing about that too, like since Star Wars has some experience in this, they don't necessarily have to have him. They can just have a really great CG version of him, and yeah, there you go.
Use the AI, stuff that they have
Yeah.
nowadays. It's
Yeah.
true, because I mean, if it takes a while to make, I mean, Billy D's not getting any younger too, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Well, even like the past where they had Tarkin in
Rogue
was it
One.
Rogue One? Yeah, Rogue
Yeah.
One. That looked really great, I thought, and Carrie Fisher in the sequels there was some of that was CG, and yeah,
Yep.
it's pretty cool.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
They do a great job, these guys. Pretty great tech over there.
I guess they got the technology now, right? They got the
Yeah.
money to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just think there's so much potential with that show, and it was set up in the Solo movie. Even at that moment when Donald Glover's sitting there, he's got the little microphone and he's trying to build his chronicles or whatever it was he wanted to build, or his memoirs as he's going through, while he's sitting there waiting for them to go run their mission. And it's like, yeah, if you in that kind of a format, this show could be.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I don't know.
Donald Glover, if you're listening,
We'll send them a clip if they're not. We'll send them just a clip of what we just said.
yeah,
This is what
send it to
you know.
send it to the childish Gambino.
Do this.
Here's
This is all you need to do.
Yeah.
All right. So in the month of May, we also had the shows. We had Volume 2 of Star Wars Visions.
Visions.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
what a great
Yeah.
run.
Fantastic. It's great art. I tell you.
I think it's a great idea what they've done with this. Like just to continue to have different stories, not necessarily, in the main universe of the Skywalker stuff. Just anything outside, anything in the Star Wars universe, have some link to Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like it still has the Star Wars feel. It has characters from the shows and stuff. But I think bringing in those different studios and it's super idea, man. I really hope they keep going with it because it's a really cool idea.
Yeah, and I mean when they did it Volume 1, which was just anime, I thought they did a great job. When they opened it up and let everybody else in to do any kind of animation, it was an even better idea. And I don't know where you go from here as far as trying to bring new things in.
Volume 3, do it.
Well,
yeah,
no,
Volume 3.
Like,
Volume 3 is planned, but it is going to be all Japan studios again, much like the first one, according to what I had read at some point. But that was really cool with the second one, how they kind of branched it out to the rest of the world, like you were saying. I thought it was kind of cool too. I know we talked about this when that was airing, but I thought it was really cool how there was kind of this theme of like master and apprentice, and like young people kind of coming into a bigger role in life and kind of growing up. So yeah, that was kind of neat how I don't know if it was inadvertent or not, but it was neat how that kind of seemed to be a recurring theme throughout the different films.
That's how you read it. Yeah, that's what they meant it to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Another thing that came out May was Star Wars: The Young Jedi.
Which I still haven't watched yet. I think I want to watch it. I haven't seen it.
It's
I watched a couple episodes out of like curiosity, but I didn't keep up with it. So
it's definitely more for little kids.
Of course, yeah,
definitely.
The season itself, I didn't really watch. I had watched a couple of almost like adventures that they had. Oh,
like shorts or whatever.
Yeah, there were little shorts, and I thought they were done well. They're done well. It's a great idea. I mean, it's a good way to get younger people into Star Wars without having to worry about having such topics go into as you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was very well done. And
you bring in characters like Yoda, and I'm pretty sure Ahsoka was brought in for one episode too. I think, or maybe she's going to be, but
yeah, I believe it is. I believe that happened at some point. I think I have it in there. But anyways, I think it was one of those like short film kind of things, like offshoot from the season itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And lastly,
The Disney Gallery.
On The Mandalorian making of season 3. Nice to get a little behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, I think I watched. I don't know if I watched it. I can't remember if I did or not. But I mean, when they did the behind the scenes making of season 1, like I thought that was a little bit more. That one was really good because I think they did a couple episodes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This one they kind of like. I think it was just one episode and they just slammed it all together. I think so. I don't think I was as interested, but still cool that they put that stuff out.
One thing from that, the one that you were talking about with the first season, the one part I maybe feel like I wish I didn't watch is like where it shows the music guy who made that song. Super awesome song, absolutely love it. But yeah, it's just like some dude in his living room and he's like, doo-doo. like on a little flute. I'm like, oh man. I was like picturing this like epic, like, you know, musical master, but no, it's like some like
Some
teenager
guy in
in his living
shorts and
room.
sandals, and
He's
he's
got
like,
like dreadlocks. Uh, so that part kind of took a little bit of the magic away from me, but you know, it was still interesting to see, especially that like big dome thing that they use. I can't remember what it's called.
oh
Yeah, you know what
yeah,
I'm talking about?
yeah, yeah,
With
yeah,
the
yeah.
where it's like the background is like there, but it's CG,
They
but they
can.
can like physically see it
Yep,
themselves.
yep, yep.
That thing is very cool.
What is that called? Let's look it
Yeah, it
up.
has a special name.
It starts with the though. I know that
Yeah.
the something.
All right, so
Anyways, keep going. I'm gonna look.
um, let's see. For books, only one book came out. High Republic: Path of Vengeance, and then for comic books, we had another new issue of the Insider, number 218. Like we had highlights. I think Return of the Jedi Lando issue number 1.
Landu.
Yeah, Lando. Not just Lando anymore.
Landu. Oh man.
Nothing. Absolutely that really pops up. And then that was the month where we had the unfortunate loss. Mark Bojoro, who created many iconic toys in the Millennium Falcon. Interesting.
Yeah, he was like one of the original. What's the company? Mattel or
Hasbro.
Hasbro. Yep.
Hasbro guys that like started creating all those Star Wars toys from back in the day. So
And then
very iconic guy, toy maker guy.
and possibly the most unfortunate loss of the year for with Ray Stevenson
Yep.
was did an amazing job in Ahsoka Skull.
Yep.
It's a shame that we won't see him continue that. Definitely was.
To scroll back, the name of it is, they call it The Volume.
The volume, yeah, I found it as well.
I'm like, The
Just
Volume. I'm like, okay, I thought it was going to be something more epic
yeah,
than that, but it's The Volume, I guess.
yeah, the volume, yeah. But yeah, that thing, like when they were like showing it and how the actors were like blown away by it, like it's like you can't even tell what's like a prop and what's CGI on the volume.
Yeah.
So pretty amazing. And I can't remember which actor was talking about it. I think it was shoot, can't think of his name. Our main guy there, the lead actor.
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal, I think it was him that was saying, he's like, to see the sheer size of like the Jawa transport like actually there in front of you, it was
Yeah.
like mind blowing.
They can actually do things to scale. That's the thing, right? Like it's
Yeah.
different. It's different for when actors, because a lot of like most actors say green screen is just so hard to act, right? It takes
Takes a lot of
some
like,
skill,
creativity.
right? A lot of creativity, a lot of trust. They say a lot of trust, because you're trusting the people that are putting stuff in after to make you look good, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, it's just cool that they can make things to scale with this volume thing, and you're just like, you can be like, oh man, like look at this thing, like, you know, it's pretty cool.
I remember even they were talking about back when they were making The Hobbit, and there was Ian McKellen actors. Lord
Gandalf.
of the Rings. And they were saying like there were moments where couldn't handle being in the script because it was just too much. It's like you don't know, like you said, you don't know what's around you. It takes a lot of faith, and they said he didn't do well in that. because obviously it's all on you, and you don't know what's happening around you as you're trying to do it.
Yeah.
And I remember they were saying it took a major trying to do that,
Hmm.
and it was it's like you don't think it's that tough until you start hearing the stories about
Like I don't figure a lot of actors who are kind of his age that kind of acted before green screen stuff happened. I don't feel like they ever have a good time with green screens. You know what I mean? Like
it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it's just like I said, it's too difficult. It's really difficult, right? To have to, like I've never done it. I mean, well, I have with a green screen behind me, but this is not acting like.
Yeah.
But
It's probably a
yeah.
lot like at my work. You have all these old guys that are like, you know, we used to do it this way. It's like, yeah, but now we do it a better way. Come on, let's go.
Yeah. I'm not doing that. You
Back in my day.
youngins
We used to have to walk uphill both ways in the
in the
snowstorm. I tell you.
snow. Yeah. In 5 feet of water. What are you talking
Yeah.
about? But yeah.
All right. So, um, maybe else want to cover.
Yeah, I'll
I
I'll
don't
go
want to
into
hoard. I don't want to
June
hoard
here.
everything here.
I mean, I can
All
talk to
right. Yeah, I'll do June. You do July. How about
it.
that?
All right.
Oh, I guess we didn't have a ton in July, but anyways,
I'll do
June we
August. You do
all
both.
right,
I'll do August.
all right, all right. So in June, Lucasfilms came out with a non-Star Wars movie, Indiana Jones: The Dial of Destiny. The only reason I really put that in is because that was pretty big for Lucasfilms. Pretty much the biggest movie they had put out in a few years. So yeah, pretty big for them, and you know, it was fairly well received. I don't think it like broke any records or anything like that, but I think it
Let, let's just say
was
I
not
enjoyed
a
it
total
more.
flop.
I enjoyed it more than Crystal Skull. That's,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
I enjoyed it more. Maybe other people didn't, but
But yeah, I don't think that one was a total flop, which is
no, I don't think
you
it
know,
was.
contrary to most of the Disney films of this era.
Yeah.
So that's good. It's good. So positive news. And then yeah, and then yeah, a whole bunch of comic books again, continuation of those series we were talking about before, Star Wars, Yoda, another episode of Insider, or another edition, I guess is the right word
Edition, yeah.
there.
Yes.
And 3 comics from the High Republic Adventures series, 6, 7, and 8. That's pretty fast content flying out from them in June. And then we had
I'll be right
some
back, guys.
okay, yeah. And then we had lost somebody from the Star Wars community, not necessarily somebody that worked on it per se, but I actually don't know how to say this name, but I'm going to try not to butcher it. Treat or Triat Williams, late Carrie Fisher's friend. Oh, go ahead.
I think it's just treat.
Yeah, could be. But yeah, this was her friend who accompanied her when they were filming the Hoth part of Empire Strikes Back. I'm not sure exactly the significance of that, but it was mentioned in the article that I was reading, so I figured I'd throw it in here. And yeah, then in July we had more comic books. A little bit less, a little bit lighter month. July, only a few comic books came out there, and and unfortunately, that was when we lost Paul Rubens, the voice actor of Rex, and the Star Tours robot driver as well. And
Rex was the name of the star driver.
oh, okay, gotcha.
Because
Oh,
I was
so it's
asking.
not
No,
it's not actually.
it's not. No, it's
Oh,
not the
okay.
Rex you were thinking of.
So yeah, that yeah, because I pretty much copy and pasted that part from article. So yeah, that must have led me astray. But anyways, yeah, also people know him as Pee Wee Herman as well. Rest in peace to him.
um, I'll do August here. Um,
That's good.
Let's see. So obviously in August we had Ahsoka come out.
Hmm.
Something we've all been waiting for. We were all excited to see. I mean, obviously this was this was Filoni's baby, and we were all ready to see what he was going to do with it, and it did not disappoint. um, I
Yes, major, major.
yeah, great show. Definitely looking forward to it. Season 2, even though I don't believe they've officially announced the season. um, but
Andy, just to catch you up, we're talking about Ahsoka here, getting into the August stuff. Oh, you're on mute.
oh, I mean,
Yeah, there we go. I got it now.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
I kept hitting the mute, like trying to hit the mute on the screen instead of hitting the mute down. Anyways, yeah, no, Relax. Relax. All right. Yeah, no, I knew. Yeah. I was trying to talk about it, I guess.
But no,
Anyways, sorry.
these
Go.
little soundbite things, I think that's a fairly newer thing on Discord, so I wanted to throw something in there.
But you were saying that they haven't said anything about season 2 yet, and yeah, I've been seeing that too. Like there hasn't been any talk about it. I've been seeing more negative stuff about it, to be honest. And it's probably just rumors, and it's probably just people trying to just put stuff out there and just whatever. But they're like, there's no new stuff. The actors haven't heard anything, but obviously, Star Wars likes to do their thing where they don't want to tell anybody anything. But sorry, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, obviously, you guys want to check back older episodes. Definitely put we did a lot of in-depth talk about this past season. Ahsoka,
Yep.
we talked a lot about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely if you get a chance, you definitely catch those episodes back on our YouTube channel. They're a lot of fun.
A lot of content, a lot of excitement.
Yeah, that was kind of around the time when we started getting our YouTube consistently having episodes from our Twitch.
We're finally starting to get some stuff done right.
Yeah. Pretty much right after we had that one episode that was only live only.
Yeah.
That was a very premiere episode, very special. Only a few limited edition. Only a few people got to see it.
Yeah, if you missed it, then yeah, you're never gonna get that back.
Oh man. All right. So for books, we had gotten From a Certain Point of View, Return of the Jedi. I do want to find those books because they did them for. I know these for all the original.
Right.
And it looked like a pretty interesting setup. We also had the Old Republic Fatal Alliance, Outbound Flight, which that is.
Well, the Outbound Flight, that's an older book. Like that's part of like Thrawn's in that and all that stuff, right? But I don't know if it's like a re-release or.
Yeah, I believe it's like. I believe what it is they released audiobooks for Outbound Flight, and then in one of the later months there was another one that was another book from that series or something that was a collector's edition or something like that.
All right, that's cool. That they're bringing some of these.
Yeah, just making it more tech savvy for catch up with it,
And for comic books, I do see an issue 1 for Dark Trades. Return of the Jedi Max. Wow, we've gotten to that. I'm serious now.
Apparently.
Yeah, Max Rebo.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a rich and open Star Wars universe, but wow, I didn't think it'd come to that. uh,
Outbound Flight. I was looking for that.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, because I looked that up when I was putting it in there because I wasn't sure exactly what it was, and then yeah, I think that it is what it is audiobook release, and then later, I believe in December, it was released as a collector's edition as well as another book.
Oh, nice. And then, unfortunately, in the month of July, we lost Jamie Christopher, who was first assistant director on The Last Jedi, and Dan Green of the comic book Darth Vader and the.
Yeah, apparently that guy, Dan Green, is also the creator or the artist behind 2000 AD. If anybody is a fan of that, he's kind of the guy apparently for that. Or was the guy, I should say. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
There.
Moving on.
Do you want me to read now? Because
You're back.
Sure.
I'm
Welcome
back, so I'll read a couple if you want. I don't mind. The month of September, Ahsoka continues. While Ahsoka, so I think this is where I read the Ahsoka appears on Young Jedi because I had read it down. That's where I read it. So Ahsoka appears on Young Jedi Adventures as well. So I guess she makes an appearance in there, which I still want to go watch. I still have to, even though it is kids, I still feel like I need to watch it.
Yeah. It's kind of like with the Clone Wars. Like it took me forever to actually tune into it, and then when I did, I was super glad. But this is more aimed at a little bit younger audience than that. But even still, I'm sure there are little tidbits here and there that any Star Wars fan could appreciate.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. Like, and just to see some of the the characters that we know too, right? Like Yoda and Ahsoka and whoever else they'll bring in eventually at some point.
Possibly Keller and Beck, since he is trainer of young Jedi and stuff.
I think that'd be a great opportunity to bring him in.
He might even be in there for all I know, I guess.
So who knows? So we got books, The High Republic Tales of Light and Life, The Clone Wars Ahsoka versus Maul. It sounds interesting. Young Jedi Adventures, The Young Jedi Adventures, Yoda's Mission, Lego Star Wars Galaxy Mission.
That was something that I was kind of surprised I didn't see more of it when I was looking up Star Wars stuff for the year. Is I didn't really see much of anything Lego Star Wars except for that one book. So
yeah, I think a lot of the Lego stuff was put out like the last. What was the last one? The Skywalker saga for the games.
Well, I know last year, like I don't know about this year, but I know last year they had like a bunch of holiday stuff they did for Lego Star Wars.
Yep.
There was that
the holiday special.
Yeah, and there was like some kind of beach thing in the summer with Lego Star Wars, and there was like I think there was another season of the shoot, I can't think of what it's called, but that other story that they have.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The building Jedi kid.
Yeah,
I can't think of what it's
called. I can't remember it either, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So this year, I guess not a whole lot going on from them.
Comic books, droids, Dark Droids number 2, Star Wars number 38, Darth Vader number 38. We got an Obi-Wan Kenobi issue number 1, so they started a Kenobi series. Bounty Hunters number 38, Dark Droids, D Squad number 1, another Star Wars Insider, continuation of Dr. Aphra, Hyperspace Stories, and The Mandalorian Season 2 number 4. And that kind of rounded up that. I'll keep going. It's not a big deal.
Sorry.
I don't mind at all, man. Don't worry. So there wasn't anything TV related or movie related. Obviously, no. So books, we had Star Wars Galaxy of Stickers, The Dark Side. I almost didn't read that whole thing. Crimson Climb, Star Wars The Ultimate Cookbook. That sounds interesting. Probably some green and blue milk stuff in there.
Yeah, I think I've seen some stuff from that. I don't know if you guys seen in the Discord. There was like random Instagram posts or like TikTok posts that had making like Bantha Christmas cookies or something like that, or Ewok Christmas cookies or something, and I put that on there. And then when I seen that there was a book, I'm like, oh, I bet this is from that book.
Maybe,
probably.
yeah. That'd be interesting to read it, to be honest. See what's in there. The High Republic, Jedi Brave in every way, Tales from the Death Star. Sounds pretty cool. The Courtship of Princess Leia. I, Jedi. Okay, that must be another audiobook, possibly, because I, Jedi is an old...
Definitely Courtship of Princess
Oh,
Leia as
okay.
well.
Yeah. What's that? Oh, The Courtship. Yeah, because I got that book as well. Yeah. Courtship of Leia, I, Jedi. Those must be, audiobooks. Or just re-releases. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like, maybe they're like doing...
collector's edition. Or
Yeah. The Old Republic, Annihilation and Republic Commando. Oh, is that 2? Yeah, The Old Republic, Annihilation, and Republic Commando True Colors, which sounds like also another... oh, yeah, that's what it says right there. Read more, reprinted as part of the Essential Legends collection. Okay. That makes sense. All right. Comic books, Bounty Hunters, a continuation of the Bounty Hunters, Darth Vader. They did the High Republic Shadows of Starlight #1. Continuation of Dark Droids, The Mandalorian season #2. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Star Wars 2020 #39. Dark Droids, D Squad #2, Dr. Aphra #37, and Star Wars Insider #222. And we also had another loss. This seems more recent with the work they did on Mando and Ahsoka. So Shauna Ripsick. I hate mispronouncing people who passed away. Like, but
yeah, I don't know it either. But my guess was gonna be like Terpcheek. I don't know.
Trippic. Okay, like anyways.
Trip-
Anyways, yeah. They were costume designer on Mando and Ahsoka, so it seems more recent.
Fairly recent, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I figured out that Lego Star Wars character I was trying to think of is called Freemaker.
The Freemaker Adventures. Yep.
Yeah.
Which is not bad, honestly. I've watched a little bit of it, and it's pretty neat. You know, it's not anything crazy, but I think the work that they put into the Star Wars, like the Lego stuff, is just like unreal. Like the amount of time that they have to put in that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, November. Do you want me to keep going, or does somebody else want to talk?
Sorry, I'm just looking up the pronunciation of that girl's name,
okay,
and it's actually more confusing now that I'm looking it up because there's like sounds that I'm like, where does that come from?
Oh,
so I think Terpsych. Yeah, something like that.
Terpsych,
Sorry.
Man, Terpsych. Shauna Terpsych.
What was it, November? November. Obviously, we got the biggest news we could have gotten. in the past year when we found out that Dave Filoni was named the chief creative officer at Lucas. Moving forward, basically, The Apprentice now is the
Is the
master.
The
master.
master.
Yeah. The circle is complete.
Like I said, definitely looking forward to what we're going to see with him in place where he is. I think things can get good.
We hope.
I'm gonna be confident.
Like this is like the hope of this, like I had said earlier, the hope of this is Kathleen Kennedy stepping back and Dave Filoni is in that spot, right? Like I think there was a transition where, you know, we're talking about Pablo
Right.
I remember what was his name? Pablo
Hidalgo, yeah.
Hidalgo. Yeah.
Hidalgo.
I think there was a gap where maybe he wasn't doing it anymore. Maybe Kathleen was kind of stepping in, or somebody else was, and I don't know. Maybe he still was. I don't know. But it seems like hopefully KK steps back, you know, and Filoni takes on more.
We'll see where it is. Through the month we also had Star Wars, Path of the Jedi, DLC for the not being one who's ever played Minecraft are enjoying it.
Yeah, I think that was a very successful release, is why it made its way into the
Made the list
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
As far as books, we had Star Wars: Dawn of Rebellion visual guide. Then we had the Star Wars High Republic character encyclopedia.
Ooh, I kind of want that.
It's like, yeah, that probably feels like something I need to get if I
Right.
start to
I
catch
have
up.
like all the different ones, like the
Oh,
encyclopedia.
nice.
I'm a big fan of the encyclopedia stuff.
Okay.
So
Deadly.
Then for comic books, I'm gonna look through for. See, there was High Republic #1. High Republic.
Yeah, they started a new one. Like, I took out the dates of them just because it makes it harder to read, but essentially that's a new version that's just starting.
Okay.
So it would say 2023 beside it if I didn't take that out.
yeah, okay.
All right. It's like Star Wars: Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary cover by Chris Sprouse #1. Interesting. Visions Peach Momoko #1, which that kind of interests me. Obviously, if there's something that brought us to a point where we're getting a Visions, it's going to comic book, that means they're continuing a story. Now, it kind of leads me to want to go back and see try to remember what that story was, and was it something I really want. So that one I definitely want to check back.
Yeah.
and for everything else, just kind of a continue of what was all the other stuff I read. And then let's see. Over the month of November, we also lost Alan Fernandez. It says here the final sure by that.
Yeah, I'm also not sure. Like, maybe it's one of the actors that was played Tusken Raiders in the original films. I'm not exactly sure.
That's possible.
That was just
That's
how
kind
it
of what it
was
sounds
listed,
like. Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
yeah.
He was the last one still alive.
Remaining.
The last Tusken Raider still alive from the original. Maybe, I don't know.
And then Roger Castell was a poster artist for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Into December. Books, not much, nothing for TV, nothing. Books we had audiobooks of Outbound Flight Survivor's Quest that were
Uh,
released.
Sorry, I want to interrupt for a second because I decided to search up that Peach Momoko and see exactly what it is. And the cover of the comic book is everybody's favorite episode from Vision Season 1, Episode 1, the black and white
Oh,
with the
nice.
Sith
Samurai.
katana. Yeah, the
Yeah.
samurai.
Oh,
That's the cover of the comic book. So I imagine she's the artist that did that episode.
dang.
So probably a continuation of that. So that's pretty neat.
Means I need to go for a comic book.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. All right. So
Peach Momoko.
speaking of comic books, in December we have High Republic Adventures number. There was another new Star Wars Insider number 223, and again Revelation number 1. Had it. And nothing that isn't just a standard carryover. Okay, and then finally last year we had actors Barry Holland, actor who called on Rebel Scum, coining the term that Return of the Jedi. Richard Thorpe, who was an actor in one. Ian Gibson was an artist for Boba Fett and other comic books. And Mark Thorpe was one of the pioneers.
Big loss. Big loss right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Huge.
Um,
So I looked up that Revelations. It's actually really interesting. It's a one-shot canon comic that's new, written by Mark Guggenheim, Charles
Guggenheim.
Soule, Greg
Mhm.
Pak, Mark Bernardin, Alyssa Wong, and yeah, looks really good. Looks interesting. Has like picture of like Jabba on the front, Thrawn, Qui-Gon Jinn, Darth Vader, looks like maybe Luke Skywalker, but with a yellow lightsaber, and Mace Windu, somebody cloaked, Lando, and Princess Leia. So yeah, lots of interesting artwork there on the front.
Bernardin's right before.
That sounds really familiar.
Hey, is he not the guy that usually plays Silent
He's
Bob?
a writer for several comic series.
The guy that plays Silent Bob.
Oh, Kevin,
Kevin Smith.
Yeah,
Kevin Smith.
I want to say the two of them do like a comic show.
You mean the only one that I know is the Fat Man and something
Yeah,
podcast or show that they do.
yeah. I think the other guy that does that show with him, Mark Bernardin.
That sounds familiar, yeah.
and I know with Kevin Smith being the Star Wars fan that he is, definitely that could have played into that. Not my interest. I'm going to go take a look at that. I'm always curious as to what certain people were thinking as far as what their vision would be.
Smodcast. That's what it's called. Fat Man Beyond.
I have a feeling they probably renamed that show times.
Yeah, it's Mark Bernardin. Yeah.
Okay.
Mark Bernardin. Anyways. Anyways.
But yeah, that covers all the little details of what happened over the last year, and
just a little bit of stuff from 2023.
Yeah,
Yeah, quite
the little details turn out to be a lot of stuff. Yeah. But I mean, it's good to see that we're at a point where even when it doesn't feel like a lot is going on over the course of the year, holy crap, there's a lot going on over the course. um,
A lot of literature
yeah,
for sure.
definitely more than I know I can keep up.
It's a cheaper way to
Yeah.
put stories out. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely looking forward to seeing what they're going to do this.
Hey, Elder.
Hey,
Hey, what's happening in 2024?
well,
What's coming up?
It's funny that you asked that.
I know, right? I don't even know. Tell us what's going to happen.
Well, I mean, the first thing that I wanted to mention, because I kind of caught it as we were talking, this year actually marks the 25th anniversary of Phantom Menace.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's big. Okay, so for me, that's big because that kind of started because I didn't grow up on Star Wars. I only started it late. So Phantom Menace, and maybe this is a lot of people too. Phantom Menace started my Star Wars fanaticism, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It started my whole Star Wars path, right? The path to the, I would say dark side, but the path to the light side. I don't know. The path to glory, anyways. But yeah, that was a huge, and I still remember watching that trailer for Phantom Menace on dial-up, right? It was back in that day, right? And I was super excited. Saw all three of those movies in the theaters. Like it was such a great time. Such an awesome time.
It's funny.
Yeah, for me that was when me and my brother started our tradition. He was young, and well, I was young as well, but he's 4 years younger than me, and I brought him to that film to see his first. Well, I guess for me it was my first theater Star Wars experience as well, because I'm not that old, but but yeah, the like for me, I did grow up somewhat on Star Wars. I was actually kind of reminiscent about this recently because I was realizing that when I watched that scene from uh, Return of the Jedi where Luke is in the Jabba the Hutt's Rancor pit and he eats the pig eats the Gamorrean guard, that was kind of the first thing that really like hooked me into Star Wars, because before that, like my parents had these friends that were always trying to get me into science fiction stuff, showing me like Battlestar Galactica, Star Trek, Star Wars, all that kind of stuff, but nothing really resonated unless it was like nice and gory.
Yeah.
So for me, that was the thing that kind of got me into Star Wars, and after that, I loved it ever since. So, but yeah, the episode one, that was when I brought my brother to see the film, and ever since we go and watch every Star Wars film in theaters together. I think we might have missed one or two, but yeah, traditions.
Mm.
I mean, I saw when it came to episode, I think it was like a couple years before that. That's when special edition
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
The remastered
Yeah.
stuff.
for
Adding the special effects in there, adding special things like.
and I remember I had sat there and I went to college, but and we sat there and obviously during those special editions we're there, we're all sitting down, we're watching the movie, having a good time. We're sitting there basically reciting the whole movie as it goes and just having a good time. And I remember episode one, and it was that first day that it came, and I remember it was the middle of the afternoon because I made a point to get out of work early so I could watch an afternoon version of the night with friends. And it was funny because I got there and I sat down, and with and not even paying attention to who's around me, I'm just so excited to see the movie. And I feel somebody tap my shoulder, and I look back, and we're behind me. It's all my college friends that I had sat there It's like no shit, you guys are all here for it. And all of us sat there and we all watched episode 1 together, and that was a really cool, a lot
Yeah.
of fun, and
Yeah.
just being able to share that with a bunch of people that we had been going to those movies for the past couple years, sit there and have a good time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then God, I'll have times in the theater.
Nice.
I don't think I went that much, but I think I saw it a few times for sure in the theater.
Yeah, I saw it a couple times as well. Yeah. Maybe not. Yeah, like you said, not 8 for me per se, but a couple.
I think it's just one of those things for me where it was like, it's like here it is. It's something I love Star Wars that much. I'm finally at that point where, yeah, I don't have to ask to go see a movie or anything. It's something I've been dying to go see. I want to go watch this again, and again, and again. And I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's something that I don't think we've talked about at all on the podcast, and I've heard there's kind of a buzz around it. New movie kind of intended to originally be part of Star Wars realm, but it got whatever. It got denied access to the Star
I know
Wars.
what you're
Is
going to talk. Yeah.
that Rebel Moon?
Yeah.
You guys know about this? I
I
haven't
do.
seen it
I've
myself,
watched
but
it.
it's definitely a lot of buzz. I hear a lot of people talking about it. It's something
There's
I
a
wanted
lot
to
of
check out this weekend.
both sides of it,
Okay.
right? It's split down the middle, I think. Again, a lot of people say that it's a dumbed down version of Star Wars. Like I've watched it, and there are definitely elements that could be in Star Wars for sure. Like but people have their opinions about it, and there's a lot of Star Wars fans that are kind of on the negative side about it, saying, I'm glad they denied it and blah 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 and all this stuff, right? But I gave it a shot. It was a pretty decent movie. I'm not going to say it was a great movie, but it was good sci-fi. It had really good elements, really good fight scenes. The story was okay, but still manageable. So I would say if you're going to watch it, don't go in thinking it's going to be a Star Wars movie, because it's not, right? But
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
it's a sci-fi movie, and there's there's good stuff in it, there's bad stuff in it. Just
I'll be right back.
Take it as it is.
go watch it and come back and tell us, right?
That's right. That's right.
John Carter.
Sounds familiar. I think that was like a Disney film, right?
It was a Disney film. Yeah, it was what's his face there? Taylor Kitsch, whatever his name is. I can't remember if I'm pronouncing it right, but
I feel like I watched this. Does he have like some kind of thing that makes him jump really high or something
yes,
like
because it's the
okay.
it's the gravity on the planet or something. It's sort of like the reverse Superman thing, where it's like he comes to our planet and the sun makes him strong. Well, we go to their planet and I don't know. Anyways, yeah, it was sort of like a thing where he gets transported to this planet and he helps the natives fight off the empire that's trying to, I don't know. It was whatever.
Oh,
it was
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I just pulled it up, and now that I see some imagery, I do somewhat remember it.
It was okay. It was okay, I guess. A lot of people hated it, but
Yeah, I was gonna say,
was
I
okay.
think I remember it being like a mega flop,
Oh, it definitely was a flop.
like box office flop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Elder stepped away for a second.
Yeah, he did.
So so the 25th anniversary of the episode 1 Phantom Menace this year, which is awesome. Not sure if they're doing anything for it. I'm not sure if there's anything scheduled to be released or whatever it is, but usually they try to announce it at some point, or I don't know, do stuff. I'd like to see like a huge, I mean, I know there was probably a bunch of stuff released on the DVDs or Blu-rays or whatever, like the behind the scenes stuff, but it'd be cool to like for them to pull up like, I don't know, release something that pulls up some more deleted scenes, or I don't know, like intended story that it was supposed to be, or, you know, like something cool, you know?
Yeah. Like when Disney Plus first came out, how they kind of like compiled some of the makings of this, making of that, all this stuff on there. I would love to see them, do some more stuff like that around episode 1 for this year. That'd be cool.
Yep.
Maybe have think, because you know how they have the one with like the vehicles and the planets and stuff like that. They could maybe do one with pod racers. That'd be deadly.
Oh, pod racing, yeah. That's one thing you go back and think about that movie. That's the one of the big things that sticks out in that movie. The pod racing.
That was very very exciting for
at the time.
I remember
at the time, it was exciting for sure. Like, you know, you go back and watch it now, you're like, okay, you know, but like at that time, the pod racing thing was pretty neat.
Now this is pod racing.
Now this is, it's working. Anyways, so I guess we've gone over some of the shows before we kind of started the whole review of 2023. We all know Skeleton Crew, Bad Batch season 3, The Acolyte, Tales of the Jedi season 2, all coming out for TV shows.
Going back into it and looking, there was
Are you like wigging out at me here? What's going on?
I think my internet might be can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, I think my internet was doing something crazy.
You're doing that like 1984 sort of like digital. It's like, what were you saying? I didn't hear anything you
were. Good question. It's a good question.
I was just running through the TV shows. Like, we know Skeleton Crew, Bad Batch season 3, The Acolyte season 2, Tales of the Jedi, all coming out this year. They really haven't put any dates on anything yet, I don't think. They just say that they're coming out this year, and it's probably due to some of the writing, the strikes and all that stuff that happened last year.
One thing I think we did get some news about, which when I was looking for preview stuff, I put Skeleton Crew at the top because the article I was looking at said that'll probably be the first thing we see. But I'm just remembering now that we had that article saying Skeleton Crew is pushed back to the end of next year, right?
Right.
I think that's what they were saying.
Yeah. And whatever was supposed to be released, because Andor originally they had stated that Andor season 2 was going to come out at the end of 2024, but then again we just got something
that one got pushed
recently
back,
got pushed back to 2025 now.
And then the Rey movie I think was pushed back to 2025, but then that article that we had today said it might be coming out sooner than expected. So,
well, I mean, if they're only starting to film in April, like that's
true.
I don't think they're going to be done by this year for sure, which is fine. Like, it's not. I'm still, we're still. I want to see more what they're gonna. I want to see who's, like I said, who they're gonna cast, who they're, what they want to do with it. Like, we kind of have a sort of a small idea of what they think, what we think they're going to do with it. But, we just got to see, I guess. And Filoni movie, Dawn of the Jedi movie, all that stuff. Like, that's all coming out 2025, obviously 2026. Like the Watiti movie, we, again, we're bringing it up, right? It's
Yeah.
who, like when are we gonna, when are we gonna know anything about this? Like, I feel like at this
yeah.
point it's just a running joke. Like we've said,
Yeah.
it's just a running joke
Yeah.
now. Like he's not.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just gonna keep doing it just to sort of stay relevant.
But
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm getting there,
I
guys.
don't know what you're talking about. We know so much already.
Yeah, yeah,
He loves the movie. He hates the movie.
yeah. Like
he doesn't
I
he
hate this
doesn't know what
process.
story he wants to do.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But yet he
I'm like,
hates,
wait.
but yet he hates it already, and yet
Yeah.
he doesn't know if he'll get
Yeah.
to it this year, next year, or 17 years down the line. And
I just realized too, I didn't put in there. I don't know if we have a timeline at all, but Lando.
Lando's another one that has
Maybe a
been
thing.
announced. Yeah, that we
Yeah.
know who's writing it, right? So,
Mhm.
but
Him and his brother.
again, it could change. Like it's not set in stone in the sense in the Star Wars world where it's final, it's happening, right? So we don't know that yet. Like anything can
Yeah.
happen there.
Yeah,
But,
that also happened during the writer's strike that we found out he was writing it. So now that the writers are back, they might be like, no, we're taking this project back from you.
yeah, I don't know. Who knows, right? So yeah, so the one thing I purposely skipped, I'm coming back to so Star Wars Outlaws, the game that's that was last year, I think. Was it last year? Early last year, we got a teaser trailer, right?
yes.
Or was
Yeah.
it during Celebration? I can't remember if it was, but
No, I think it was last year.
It was last year, but it wasn't Celebration, but it came out in
it came out, yeah. So
Mhm.
open world Star Wars, in the world of the underworld stuff, all that crazy stuff. I think they had said they're saying now that it's late 2024 that it's being released. I think that's what they were saying. So,
which even if it's late 2024 at this point, I'm all for it because when we first heard about this game, we first heard that Ubisoft was making it, and we heard about the games that had to come out before they even got to this project.
Yep.
We were hearing no earlier than 2026, 2027. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, here's a trailer. It's almost done, and we're ready to go. Wait, what? I thought you had to make all these other games first. Well, we decided to shelve those to make the Star Wars game.
Yeah.
right.
Bet,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
I mean,
RIP Star Wars Hunters.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
but you know what? I'm excited for this game. It looks like
I'm
it's gonna
so
be a
excited.
lot of fun.
Like I'm super excited for it because like I just recently got a gift card for Steam, right? And I'm like, you know what? This Steam card is going to be for this game. I don't care how long I'm
Mhm.
waiting. This is for it. Like I'm buying that game day one. I don't care.
Nice.
Don't care.
I intend to have this game day one. I intend to be on.
If
Twitch
there's a
streaming
pre-order,
it.
I'm gonna pre-order it. Like I don't care.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for this one. I guess as the more Star Wars gamer of the group, or
Right,
at
yeah.
least I can't wait to play it, and I'm looking.
You're more the veteran of playing the Star Wars games, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I would say more the the early adopter. I'll call it.
Okay, yeah,
'Cause-
whatever.
Because I mean, I know I'm the one that's usually like those are the games. I'm trying to jump on those games as soon as they come out.
As soon as it comes out.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to be playing them right away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, normally my philosophy is not. I don't jump on games pretty much when they come out, but this one, like I'm a bigger fan of open world stuff, and just to have Star Wars as the the theme or the story and whatever it is, and just to play it, yeah. So it's not like I don't want to jump on it's not a bandwagon thing. Open world stuff is really cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
for me, God forbid they ever make another Star Wars MMO, because I'll probably be deep into that right away as well.
We won't see Eldor again.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, you can. You'll see me all the time. I mean,
Yeah, just people
the rest of
outside
the
of his
world-
house
the rest of
won't
the
see
world
ya.
may not see
The rest of the world, yeah, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah,
Nobody in your life, where you
Yeah.
live, will never see you again.
Yeah, Eldor might not see the sun for a while if that's the case.
That would be the first time I've said that in my life, sadly.
That's funny.
But what else did you guys cover? I know I had stepped away.
Well, all I pretty much went through was the we just finished off with the Phantom Menace stuff, saying it being the 25th anniversary this year. Just wondering what they're going to do, if they're going to do anything, if they're going to re-release stuff, if they're going to release extra stuff, possibly with a special edition thing. Like,
It's behind the
No
scenes
idea.
stuff.
Yeah.
We speculated on that a little bit.
who knows?
I mean, I
Like,
would love to see them re-release it in the theaters.
that would be cool too, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Having it having it specially released on its actual release date, right?
yeah, because
when it was released.
they have a. I mean, I have an IMAX theater near me, so I mean,
Oh, lucky.
yeah,
I don't.
if they do it up on that, I'm all in.
I'd have to drive 3 hours for the one that's close
Oh,
to me.
really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also do have an IMAX here, but I don't maybe take advantage of it as much as I should. The weird thing though is because the IMAX theater here was built so long ago, there's actually a lot higher quality at non-IMAX.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
I got you.
So it's kind of weird. Like the size is there, but the technology is a bit further back than what we have at our actual theaters. But
Right.
it's still pretty awesome. Still pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's like ours is pretty nice. The only issue I have with our IMAX theater is, it still has the old school seating. It's like a lot of the theaters have now switched over to like the
Yeah.
more or like
Modern.
lazy boy.
Yeah.
Like
The way you're supposed to watch a
chairs,
movie,
but-
kick
Yeah.
back, and
Yeah, they still have like that old like fold up seating and everything. And don't get me wrong, I don't care. I want to go see something like Star Wars like that.
I'll sit on the floor. I don't care. Like
I mean, I'll sit on the floor. You wanna
somebody's
hang- you wanna-
lap, whatever.
you wanna
I
hang me
mean,
by my wrists while I watch it. We'll do that too.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I've actually never watched anything cool on IMAX. I've only watched like whatever educational stuff, which is awesome still, but I've never watched like a Star Wars or a Lord of the Rings or anything really awesome like that on there.
Actually, one of the coolest educational things I ever watched was in up in Boston. They have the Museum of Science, and they had one of the very first IMAX theaters built into that place, and they did a thing where basically it was San Andreas, and what they did was they took you through. One of the first things they did, because of the way the room was designed and the extra things that they could add to it to give you that feel of IMAX theater plus whatever else needs to be there. Like if you need like extra wind or something, they have little things built in so you can kind of get that feel along the way as well.
Sort of it's like a ride, almost.
It was though, because what they did was they took you to the bottom point of California where the San Andreas Fault was, and they basically flew you through the entire fault. And the way they angled it, put in the wind, it felt like you were actually going through it, and it was like, wow, this is really cool. and you're talking about this is for like, I was in or 9 at the time, so here I am.
Wow.
I'm like 12, 13 years old. I mean, it was pretty advanced for its time.
Yeah, it reminds me of the like when I went to Universal Studios a couple years ago, and they had this Shrek ride, and like you sit in a theater and like things rumble or whatever it is, and they're like spraying you with water in your face, and like the wind is flying. Like, yeah, it's kind of sounded what it likes.
Yeah, it's kind of actually really cool. what they are capable of doing. Imagine if they ever brought stuff like that to a Star Wars movie.
Oh my
I
goodness.
mean, you're sitting there like in like a rain on like a rainy planet, and yeah, you're getting spritzed in the face with water while you're sitting there watching it.
like water hitting the thing and water coming up. Yeah.
Imagine they just like throw debris at the crowd.
Yeah.
You know, getting hit with rocks and dust.
Jeez, man, like
Broken glass.
you're leaving with like blood and like just like this was great.
Let's do it again.
Yeah.
It's the most real thing I've ever seen. It's like I was really there.
It's like random people like in like black, full black like bodysuits throwing stuff at you, like paper flying everywhere. It's like
Yeah. Actually, with Star Wars, they could kind of do that. Have like blaster bolts flying like behind you. You know what I mean? That'd be,
lasers,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Lasers, like
Yeah.
like bursts of laser. Beep, beep.
A burst
That
of
would be
laser. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't open your eyes, guys.
Well, not at you, because it would just be like from
Okay,
the
well,
screen to the back of the room, right?
I guess
So
over
just-
top of you. Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be
Yeah.
doable.
They could do it.
Yeah. But yeah, the first one I seen when we first got the IMAX here was in 1998. It was Everest. It was very cool. Very cool. It kind of like takes you on a journey
Yeah.
up
Very
to
cool.
the top of Everest and explains a lot of stuff about it. It was very interesting. But yeah, still not as cool as maybe seeing something like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or something
Oh,
like that,
man.
like I was saying.
Yeah.
That'd be very cool.
All right. I'm assuming you guys went over the different TV shows and everything as well.
Yeah, so we just basically I just said that, there's no real set date on them yet, other than like Skeleton Crew kind of seems like the first one that's going to come out, but
Well, we were saying we recall there was that article recently that we heard that's getting pushed to the back end of the year. So at first we thought it was
oh, that's right. Yeah.
going to be at the beginning of the year, but now because it got pushed back, I think it's going to be end of the year instead of the start.
I mean, I can honestly see probably the two animated ones coming out first, and then Acolyte, Skeleton Crew coming out a little later.
That's possible.
Just because the animated
see
ones
that.
probably they have a little bit more, I don't know, push maybe. I don't know, like, or they're probably done. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I would say Bad Batch is probably already filmed.
Like I
Potentially.
do feel like I remember the latter half of last year that they had said that the like, or maybe before the strike they had gotten all the recordings, like the voices done or whatever. So I don't know, and maybe it's just all production stuff now.
Yeah, I think they also said something like that with Tales of the Jedi too.
Right.
If I recall correctly.
Yeah.
That it was like close to ready or something along those lines.
Like what are they going to do for Tales of the Jedi? I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah.
I really want to know. Like,
So, I think that brings. Hearing you say that brings me to the question: say if these four things do come out this year, which one of them are you guys?
honestly, for me, it's probably I'm gonna put Skeleton Crew last for me.
Okay.
And I feel the animated stuff for me is probably the stuff I'm looking more forward to, just because I've already said that like the animated stuff for me has always been my favorite stuff. Like some of my favorite TV shows of all time. So Bad Batch and just the Tales of the Jedi. Like I love the stories, like just the little tiny stories, however small they are, but it's so cool just to have those little bridge stories for these things, right? So I think Tales of the Jedi is probably the one I'm looking forward to the most. Man, I think it's a close second between like Acolyte. I'm really interested in seeing how well they can do, because they have stated that there's a lot of martial arts in it. There's a lot of Jedi in it. So there's like, I love martial arts. So like I think it's a close second between Bad Batch and Acolyte, but Tales of the Jedi, yeah, that's probably what I'm more excited to see.
Okay, what about you, Swan?
So for me, the order is like of excitement is Acolyte number 1, Tales of Jedi 2, um, Skeleton Crew 3, and Bad Batch 4. Not to take anything from any of those shows,
Right?
just the
Yeah.
Bad Batch
Yeah.
I'm less excited because I know it and it's more comfortable. I kind of like have an idea of where the story's going to be heading and stuff like that to some degree. Um, Acolyte is just new and exciting, like new,
Mm.
new lightsabers, new Jedi, new cool things that I can't wait to see. Can't wait to see what it looks like. And yeah, Tales of the Jedi, for the same reason we were just talking about, like, what is it going to be? I'm so curious, so curious. I
Mm.
really hope it is more than 6 episodes, although it probably will be.
It probably will only be, yeah.
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 But I do hope that it is more, even 8. Give us 8.
Just
And
yeah.
yeah, Skeleton Crew. I'm I am excited about. I like to see, because it is in the same realm as like Mandalorian and
It's the
Ahsoka
Mandoverse,
and
yeah.
stuff like
Yep.
that. So I'm curious to see, like, I don't know, is like Bill Burr's character in there? There's like certain things that I'm like
Well,
curious to see about
we know
it.
the pirates will be there for sure. The
Mhm.
pirate characters there.
So yeah, for me that's the order of excitement.
Okay. I mean, for myself, I think I agree with you as far as Bad Batch. It's kind of, I kind of know what I'm getting into, so I think that's kind of my list. um,
Okay.
I think the Acolyte is at number 3, not because I'm not excited for it. I mean, but all I've heard is Jedi and martial arts and fighting, and I still have no. So it's not so much that I'm not excited, because I'm definitely excited. I need. I feel like I just need a little bit. Just give me a little nudge of a direction you're going in with what you're trying to do, and I think I would probably be more excited.
That's fair.
That's all it is, though.
Yeah.
Whereas with Skeleton Crew, I've gotten that nudge. It's in the Mandoverse. We're gonna see kids who are lost in the galaxy. I kind of know, even though I don't know much, I have an idea of what's going on.
And we know Jude
And,
Law is in it as
yeah,
well.
and I'm
And we
excited
know
for
he's
that.
a great
Well,
actor.
the big thing for that, like the one thing I'm excited about that show is his character. Like I want to know what happened. I want to know the backstory. I want to know his master. I want to know, I want to know
Yeah.
all of that. That's what I'm excited about. What his backstory is like.
And I'm excited
Yeah.
for that too.
Yep.
But then after that, yeah, I'm with you guys. Tales of the Jedi towards the top, easily at the top
Yeah.
of the list.
Yeah. Thank you.
I will leave a caveat for that though, because there are certain Jedi I'm seeing about this.
Of course.
So it's gonna come down to who they focus on. This early in the game, I can't see them really going.
Right. Like if it's like season 5,
and you're starting to
you're
pick
starting
into,
to be like, okay, who are we gonna,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still excited to see the stories.
Oh, of
But
course,
you're
yeah.
gonna start leaning towards Jedi. I'm not as excited about,
But like, are we gonna see young Obi-Wan? I would love to see young Obi-Wan. That'd be pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like,
What about young
maybe
Qui-Gon?
we can do young Qui-Gon or young Yoda. You know what I mean? Go back
Yeah.
to the High Republic. You know?
I would love to see a young Yoda. I would love to see a young Qui-Gon.
Nice.
The one I really would see them touch on at some point. I want.
And Voss, yeah.
I really want to know more. I've read the book. I've read Dark Disciple, so I know a little bit about his character. I loved his character in the Clone Wars. We've gotten
Mhm.
mentions of him in the Obi-Wan show.
Yep.
I'm excited to see where I want to know more. So I'm kind of there.
Yep.
But
You
yeah,
know what I don't want it to be, as far as like choice of Jedi, is more of the same. Like if it's more Dooku and Ahsoka.
I wouldn't. I
I wouldn't mind more
it being-
Dooku.
yeah, Ahsoka.
I wouldn't mind more
necessarily
Dooku.
need. Dooku.
Ahsoka, we've had enough of. Not to
Um,
say that it's bad, but yeah.
Dooku,
Yeah,
I
they've
wouldn't
kind of
mind
beat
more.
that to death with Ahsoka. Sorry.
Dooku, I wouldn't mind more of, but not yet.
Right. Yeah.
So if in
Not back
season
to back.
5 they came back and give us a little more Dooku, I'm yeah, do it. But if it's gonna be like you said, it's another batch of Ahsoka and Dooku, and then season 3 more Ahsoka and Dooku.
Yeah, no.
Don't do
Yeah,
that.
no.
Don't do that.
But we did say, I think we did say, we're like, we did say that we wanted to, like, I would love to see a Dooku series. That'd be pretty cool. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they show
Fair.
that there's something there.
Yeah.
The biggest reason I say that though is because like one season every 2 years leaves us with so little content of the show. Like I feel like we should be getting like 2-3 seasons a year if we want to touch on a lot of
Or just
great
make the season
storytelling and
longer.
stuff.
Make it longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
don't give us, like you said, don't give us another 6 episodes, and we're stuck with having to wait another, like you said, 2 years
Yeah.
or wherever it is for the next 6 episodes. Like, give us more.
With that being said, even I kind of like the 3-episode format that they did with it. So
The 3-episode format, yes, but
I mean,
I
if
don't
you make it 12 episodes, then let's cover 4 Jedi.
right, exactly.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, I would
Exactly.
love to see something like that. Hey, you drop something. The problem is, you guys at Lucasfilm dropped something here that really caught everybody by surprise and really well received. And now you kind of gotta pick up from there. And like I said, God forbid they ever bring in the Tales of the Sith.
Oh goodness. Oh man. Yeah, I can see it happening though. You know?
Because,
Yeah.
I mean, give me a 3-episode arc on Darth Bane, or
Yeah.
or some of the ones. You go back to the
Plagueis.
Plagueis. Even though I still feel we might get Plagueis.
Yeah. Could be. Could be.
But like even going back to like the Old Republic, Marco Ragnos, or there were ones even in the Old Republic game. There were tons of Sith that weren't talked about. Half of them escape my brain at the moment because there's so many of them.
Oh yeah.
But there were great Sith I would love to know the stories about. Give me
Yeah,
a
even
Revan,
beyond,
give me a
like-
Darth Revan one.
Yeah, I was just
lose
gonna
my
say if they
mind.
made
Yeah.
one that wasn't called like Tales of Sith or Tales of Jedi, it was Tales of Revan. I think that would be the
Tales of
biggest thing
Revan. Wow, yeah.
Well, think about it.
It would be the biggest thing ever. I
Tales of Revan.
almost guarantee it.
Tales of Revan. 6 episodes. 3 good, 3 bad.
Yeah.
Everybody's watching.
Voiced by
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
Everybody in their mind. Everybody
Everybody
that
be
knows of
losing
Revan
their
is
mind.
watching.
Yeah.
Like even merch, they would make more money like on merch from that than 3 seasons of Mandalorian,
Yeah,
even though
yeah.
it's massive.
Guys, we're giving you
Drop
guys
a
great
tweet.
ideas. You better
Yeah.
take this.
Drop a t-shirt.
We're
Yeah.
clipping this too, and we're sending it to Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, even like pretty much anything to do with that Old Republic, why aren't they doing that? Like they know it's like previous to Baby Yoda, it was their biggest merchandise thing of all time.
Yeah.
And it's
I
been
get-
years and years and years.
I get after all this time you still haven't technically made it canon yet. But you've
Mhm.
picked
But they're starting to come around to that.
yeah, and
That's the thing,
they've
like-
already cherry picked things out of there and made it canon.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
just pull the trigger. and
Like
get it
Hu Yang.
done.
Come on, Filoni, pull the trigger, bud.
Yeah.
Because we know it runs through you now. We know it runs through you now. So pull the dang trigger, man. Come
There's no way Filoni doesn't love Revan.
There's no way. Like,
Yeah,
he loves everything Star Wars. He loves it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I that's my order. I'm just excited for this year. What we're gonna see next. Where we're gonna go from here.
Okay, so there is one more thing that I wanted to bring up. I don't know if you were done.
No, go for it.
But so I want to just discuss for a second or two that Clone Wars Battle of the Heroes Star Wars fan made thing. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah. I did not have it. I didn't check it out. I forgot about it.
I mean, we don't have to go too much into it. We can talk about it next time or something like that. But anyways, if you guys have not seen it, like, really watch it. Like, it is super cool. Like, the amount of time, I think it took this guy or whoever created this thing, I don't even know, like, the name slips in my mind. It's probably, but anyways, it took them a couple years for sure. They had said that's what
yeah, definitely.
But anyways, if you have not watched it, please watch it, because there's actually there's a scene in it where it was a scene not used. It was an unused scene that they had used in this. Like
from
Clone Wars itself. Yeah,
okay.
There was an unused scene. The opening scene in this was supposed to be for Clone Wars, but I guess somehow he used it, or they used it in this. But there's another video where it actually puts it side by side to the
deleted scene
content that they were going to use for Clone Wars to what this guy created, and like, it was like, and then they did another video of the fan based video, or the fan made video, compared to the actual Battle of Heroes in Revenge of the Sith, and like, it's super cool. Just watch it. Anyways.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, it was super. Like, I was like, this is crazy. Like it's so Clone Wars, like the animation, like it was
nice.
Dead on to what they had in the show, like the way that they look, almost the voices. I mean, I know the voices they could probably do with the AI stuff now, so they kind of probably did that or whatever, but I'm sure there's a behind the scenes thing too, right, of how he made it. So anyways, look it up, guys. Watch it, please.
Nice.
Please. Definitely.
But yeah, another thing I want to bring up, I was reminded when you mentioned about this martial arts aspect of the Acolyte there, Andy, is I watched just an Instagram post about can't think of the name off the top of my head, but the actress who played Morgan Elspeth, and her she's a martial artist,
right? She's a stunt woman.
Yeah. Like her, that's her craft. She grew up.
She was the goddaughter.
I want to say Taiwanese style fighting with the sword and bow. And sorry, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I was disagreeing.
Yeah, but she was saying it was really cool with the project there in Ahsoka. She got to return to the style of martial arts that she grew up with, like when she had the Talzin sword. That's kind of like modeled after the type of swords that they would use in that style of martial arts, and all the movements that she's doing in those fight scenes with the sword. It's all based on like her background in martial arts and stuff. So it's very, very cool, like to hear somebody's perspective, being put in that role and having that martial arts background. Pretty neat.
I think I think it's something that we actually brought up while we were watching the episodes of that too, because I think I one of us said, or I might have said, I was just curious if like her style, if they gave her freedom to kind of create that choreography, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of seems like with her background, I think they would give her a little bit more, you know, it didn't seem like the normal choreography between
Star Wars,
you know, Star Wars choreography, right? So it was kind of unique. So yeah, that kind of sparked my interest, and that kind of, yeah, that's kind of cool actually, that that things were kind of designed around the kind of style
her
that
background.
her background
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah. Also, too, in that same interview, she was talking about like her favorite thing was when in season 2, when she has the staff and she like and like whoosh, like powerfully like holds the staff. She's like, I guess she like herself created that. Like, it wasn't a scripted thing. She just did that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is going in the movie,
and then
or this is going in the show."
Yeah, no, that
pretty cool.
that just that sort of like answers the question, right? Because I mean, obviously, you know, she's done numerous things over the years, and you know, it's with the background that she has and kind of like the family that she grew up, like, you know, being the goddaughter of Bruce Lee or whatever, or something like that.
That's quite a lineage to be playing around with.
Yeah, like her dad. I think her dad was like a stunt person for him or something like that, or I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, that kind of stuff is cool. Like when they allow that stuff to come in, like the trust, and it just makes it more authentic. It makes it look like it brings a little bit of realism to, you know, sci-fi. Obviously, like we know it's fake, but it kind of brings the cultural stuff to it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, especially like for me, growing up watching martial arts movies and stuff was part of my upbringing. I love that stuff. Martial arts, let's go.
Yeah. Bring it on.
All right, guys. We've covered quite a bit today.
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
I'm honestly surprised we're only at like just over 2 hours 20 minutes.
Yeah, a little over 2 hours.
Feels like we have been talking about Star Wars all day.
Hey, it's like I said, we get some fun conversations.
Some days I do.
Here, and it's just a good time, and that's kind of what the goal was here with doing this. So I'm happy that that's what we do. But that being said, anything else you guys want to add before we call this one an episode? Or
no, I don't know. I'm just excited to move forward.
Okay.
And get some of these shows rolling here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to where we're going to be in the next. Definitely the next few months. So, that being said, that's gonna be our episode of the Shadow Collective, guys. Swampgrass, where can we find you, bud?
So I'm on Twitch almost every day, guys, on twitch.tv/swampgrass420. Playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, also Marvel Strike Force on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and sometimes weekends, but usually Monday to Friday. I'm out there on Twitch all the time, and come and see me, guys, and yeah.
All right, Andy Beads, where can we find you, my friend?
I'm also on Twitch, .tv/Andy_Beads. I stream a couple nights a week on my channel. Thursday nights I was doing Marvel Snap. I have recently come back to Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. So I will begin streaming that on Thursday nights. And then Saturday mornings, I'm doing my Marvel Snap morning Snap streams fairly early, 7 a.m. Eastern time, so it is quite early for some people. And then Friday nights, actually on this channel here, playing Jedi Fallen Order. I'm doing a full playthrough of the game on the channel Friday night. So just did episode 4. So we're early on in the game, so you can still catch a lot of it. So
Make sure you guys tune in for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and we're gonna continue that. And every Friday, I'm gonna try, once that game's done, we're gonna continue doing Star Wars games, and hopefully in the new year we might get a couple other the co-hosts to do a couple things on the channel as. And we're trying to boost this channel a little bit more, so we can get, more people excited about it, I guess, or more conversations. Like for us, it's cool to have the back and forth conversations with people about Star Wars, and that's kind of what we do on the channel as well. So we just want to hear more opinions, more stuff. So yeah.
All right, and
it's me.
I am Darth Eldor. You can find me on Twitch at Darth Eldor, .tv/Darth. I'm back in the grind, getting back into Galaxy Heroes. Usually you can find me on when I'm running Grand Arenas. Going to try to start getting on a little more often with that. Even a couple extra days stuff, and keep moving with that. You can also find me on usually either on Twitter, twitter.com, so x.com now.
It's still Twitter to me.
Yeah, / Darth_Eldor. It'll always be Twitter.
It's always going to be Twitter. That was X crap.
And yeah, but that's pretty much it for me.
And make sure to follow our socials.
I was gonna say, definitely, guys, get a chance to look underneath the video here. There's obviously our Twitter. It's gonna be Twitter.
Well, we have one, Twitter.
Yeah, we do have a Twitter account,
and YouTube. YouTube is on there as well,
where you can go back, watch old videos. Definitely,
and see how we were in the beginning.
Yeah, we're improving it every time. So,
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely get on there. If you haven't followed us here on Twitch yet, definitely give us a follow here. If you haven't followed us on YouTube, definitely go like those videos, subscribe to us, see when the videos are popping up. I've covered all of them, haven't I?
Yeah. Oh,
we don't have much for that.
Yeah. I'm trying to get good at this stuff. But yeah, definitely. Oh, and our Discord.
Oh, Discord, right.
Discord.
There's a link there. There's a link in our chat right now, and there is also a link underneath with where our YouTube and Twitter links are as well. Definitely get in there. We're slowly building our Discord channel up, and hopefully we'll be able to make it where we can start doing some things in there for the community as well, which will be really awesome.
Like watch parties. That'd be pretty cool in the Discord.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
But we're slowly working through things. Hopefully we're going to make 2024 a big year for all of us, all of you, for the Shadow Collective in general, and we'll see what comes. So thank you again for hanging with us, and we'll see you probably in the next couple of weeks with another episode of the Shadow Collective podcast. And as always, may the Force